I got rid of over 500 items in less than 30 days. In this video, I'm gonna show you what I got rid of by playing the Minimalism Game and how I handled the increasing difficulty along the way. In case we are meeting for the first time, hi, I'm Hava Schultz, the host on this YouTube channel, and this is Tiki. And on this YouTube channel, I provide inspiration and information on how to create a life you love living every day. And of course, this video is about decluttering, which is definitely going to raise the level of your life. As they say, a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. Actually, I don't know if they say those exact words, but you get the idea. Clutter can definitely affect your mental health. I got rid of 500 items by playing the Minimalism Game by the Minimalists. The premise of the game is that you get rid of one thing on the first day, 2 things on the second day, 3 on the third, 4 on the fourth, and you continue this pattern until you reach 30 days. And in this game, anything goes. It doesn't matter how small it is. So whether you get rid of a piece of furniture or just a rubber band, each item counts as one. Sometimes people compete to see who can last longer in this game since it is really hard. And although I did start this by myself, I did end up pulling someone into it who I will reveal later in the video. Getting rid of a massive amount all at once can feel like such a weight lifted off of your life, and that's definitely what I experienced. So now I will go ahead and show you the 30 days, and be sure to stick around to the very end to find out what I learned from this experience so that you can truly benefit from it, even if you don't declutter 500 items yourself. Today is my first day playing the Minimalism Game, and today I am getting rid of this little H2O lotion. It's something that I earned as a prize for doing something exceptional back when I interned at Disney World, and I actually lost it for a long time because I interned back in 2018, and then in a previous decluttering spree, I came across it and decided to start using it, and it's actually been so great, especially as someone who really struggles with eczema. Actually, as you can see right now, this is not cute, but I'm working on it. So I actually tried to see if I could find more, but it doesn't look like it's out there, so there's no point in keeping this empty bottle now. I mean, there's nothing. Oh, okay. That's the last of it. Today is day 2, and I'm getting rid of these 2 little rings from Francesca's. They were pretty inexpensive, and they started out being gold, and now they're just a completely brassy color, and this is because they are not really nice rings, which means that when you wash your hands, the top coat completely wears away. The reason I kept them for so long, even though I'm such a proponent of quality over quantity, especially with jewelry, is the fact that my pinkies are so teeny tiny. They're like size 2, 2.5, that it's hard to find rings that actually fit them. But I've decided, because now when I put these on, they leave a black ring on the skin around on my pinky, that I'm getting rid of them. I don't care if I have a replacement. Today is day 3, and I went into my desk drawer and found a stencil that I never use, a letter from my grandma that isn't worth keeping. Don't worry, I have a sentimental box devoted to all things meaningful, including other letters from her, and I popped into my wallet and found an expired AAA card. So I will be donating the stencil, recycling the letter, and shredding the card, which will ultimately be recycled too. Today is day 4 of the challenge, and today I went through cat toys, and I'm getting rid of 2 cat toys that are just so used up that they're ready to be retired, and 2 that they just don't really play with anymore. If you also have cats or are considering adopting, be sure to watch my video on the 5 keys to kitty care. Tiki, come here. Say hi. Alright guys, for day 5, I went through the kitchen and found items that were specific to me that I could get rid of, like these 2 recipes that I am not motivated to make anymore. I found these 2 water bottles that were a really cool idea at first. I found them on Groupon, and they have these inserts where you can put fruit and veggies to create infused water. Really cool idea, but I never used them, and I've had them for a couple of years, so time to move on. Someone else can enjoy them. And then I have this tag that I gifted my family some really cool honey from New Mexico, but we have finished it, so we do not need this tag anymore. It's day 6, and today I found 6 things in the vanity section of my sister and my bathroom, including all these different diffusers from various hair dryers we've owned in the past, but I don't think that we still have the hair dryers that any of these go to, which is crazy. And this straightener that we don't use anymore. I don't know if it really still works well or not, but we have other ones, so we don't need this anymore. This book, which is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff for Teens, but neither of us are teenagers, and we haven't been teenagers for a long time, so that's done too. We are 1 week in now, and after doing a little decluttering in the bathroom yesterday, I noticed some more I could do today, including some empty boxes, some empty bottles, and this sponge that I was trying out but I don't really like, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Today is day 8 and I've realized that the bathroom is a gold mine for decluttering because there are so many things in there that my sister and I do not use anymore. So today I'm getting rid of these 8 different hair accessories, and I'm sure I'll be back to the bathroom later in the challenge as it gets more difficult because I can see there's a lot of potential here. Today is day 9 and I came back to my bedroom to declutter where I found a bunch of stuff related to phones that I can get rid of. I have these old phones I've been hanging on to that I just honestly needed to get around to recycling, and then I have the box that holds my new phone. The truth is we don't really need this, even though I know I'm totally not alone in keeping these boxes, but I'm getting rid of this one, and then all this paperwork and stuff related to my phone case. It's day 10, and after my surprising success with my phone stuff yesterday, I decided to go back and tackle the rest of my electronics, where I found a bunch of extra cloths for cleaning screens that I just don't need this many cloths. A couple of boxes, like I got rid of my iPhone box, earpod boxes. I've got the earpods, why do I need these? And some electronics that don't work, and a couple miscellaneous items. I'm 1/3 of the way through the challenge, and I have gotten rid of so much stuff over the past 1 to 2 years that at this point, I'm looking at getting rid of stuff that I might regret later. So instead of giving up, I decided to see if I could find someone to join me on this project. And my mom was excited about the idea of just going through the house and seeing if we could just do a sweep to see what household items we could get rid of. So we went back to my bathroom again today and we went under the sink to just do a quick run through, got rid of some stuff under there, found some expired stuff in the medicine drawer, and a couple miscellaneous items. Today's day 12, and since my family has cats and a dog, my mom and I found a bunch of pet stuff that we could get rid of. We found nail clippers, shampoo, some leash related stuff, a thunder coat, and some other stuff. We are almost 2 weeks into this. It is day 13, and after going through the bathroom stuff really in a quick sweep a couple days ago, I definitely noticed that there was a lot more to be done, so I went in there and really worked on my own stuff first, and then my mom volunteered to come help me do a deeper clean out of the communal stuff because she also realized there was a lot more attention that needed to be given to that space. We put a significant amount of time into this, and I decided to just not break up the momentum. I didn't stop once I got 13 items. I was like, you know what, let's keep going. Why break it up once you've got the momentum, just for the sake of like this challenge that I basically decided I was gonna do. So instead, I decided to take this opportunity to get ahead. I'm still getting my stuff done within the 30-day period. I'm just ahead of schedule on my A game, and this way I also won't have to deal with cleaning out for several days, so I'll see you on the flip side. But first, I'm gonna tell you about days 13 through 19. For day 13, we got rid of a bunch of medicine that was mostly just expired or not in use anymore. For day 14, I'm getting rid of a bunch of empty packaging because I could combine things to get rid of excess or just don't really need the packaging anymore. Day 15 does not have much of a theme like the other days did. It is just totally miscellaneous bathroom stuff, like some stuff that's expired, some packaging, some Dixie cup hair stuff, things that just don't really work together, but we're done with them. Day 16 had to do with first aid stuff, so a lot of what I'm getting rid of has to do with bandages and things that go with bandages. No! No! Ah! No! You can play with this. Day 17 for me is mostly things that are related to my oral hygiene and healthcare, so getting rid of things like this is empty, I can't use it anymore even though I love Hello toothpaste. Things like I don't need the instructions manual for the Sonicare I've had for years because I know how to use it, and if I have a problem, at this point I either need to replace it or I'll look it up online. And then getting rid of flossers, the little picks, because now I pretty much only use string floss, so I'm gonna go ahead and give these to my mom since she really likes these. And some other stuff related to oral and mouth stuff, and also just some miscellaneous stuff that I came across because it doesn't always work out perfectly that everything is in the category the right amount that you need. Day 18 is just super miscellaneous. Some stuff makes sense that was under the counter, some doesn't, but ultimately I'm happy to get rid of 18 things. Day 19 is nice and simple. I am getting rid of these 19 flosser packs, and like with the others from the other day, I'm gonna go ahead and give these to my mom probably because she really likes to use this style where I have really switched back to just using string. If you're still enjoying this video, which you're still here, so you definitely are, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And now let's go on to day 20. After 6 days off, today is day 20, and yes, we have company. I'm so glad I decluttered so much ahead of time because between my full-time job creating and my part-time job tutoring, it's just a bit much. Speaking of my tutoring business, since everything in the world went online, my tutoring business shifted from being in person to virtual as well. And in the past, something that I've done is I create handwritten notes with all the concepts and examples of problems and different kinds of work that I do with students during the session that I can hand with them so that they can have as a reference tool or a guide for whatever assignments or studying they need to do in the future, so they still have my help even when I'm not with them. And even though I was making the shift to being a virtual tutor, I wasn't going to stop providing this service because I think this really helps a lot of my students. So instead, I started taking pictures to send them. And if you want to know more about my tutoring business, you can click the link in the description. It's just, I have a website if you want to see it, just for your curiosity. Anyway, it's been about a year since this all began, and I still have every single paper that I have taken notes on for a student. And I don't know why I'm hanging on to this because when I send them the picture, they have it. And before, when it was physically in person, I would hand it to them and never see it again. So I don't need it. After I sat down and looked through all my tutoring stuff because I thought that would be a great theme for today, I realized there is enough that I am doing days 20 and 21 together. Let's start with day 20. I counted 161 papers, but for simplicity, let's call it 150. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to count each individual paper as 1/5 of an item so that it takes 5 papers to equal 1 item. So we'll take 100 papers and divide that by 5 and you get 20 items. Other 50 papers will go on day 21 and 50 divided by 5 is 10 items. As for the other 11 items, I have the back of a graph paper pad, I have an empty pencil box for brand new pencils that I added to my tutoring pencil bag, and 9 pencils I'm getting rid of that are just not in good condition. Today is day 22 and I'm getting rid of something that my mom tried to get rid of a few years ago, which is stickers. I love stickers, and growing up we did physical scrapbooking, so even though we switched over to Snapfish sometime later for digital photo books, we still had a ton of extra scrapbooking supplies, including stickers, especially the kind that have the alphabet for titles. Of course, as an eco-conscious person, I did not want these extra letters to go to waste, so I tried to use them on letters that I would send to my little cousins, and I would just make whatever hodgepodge words I could come up with based on what letters were left. But at this point, I have realized that I don't think I could ever send them enough mail to put lots of words together with the amount of stickers in here. So I'm sending it with my mom to school so that students can use them for school projects and stuff, and instead I'm gonna focus on stickers like this Frozen pack, where I especially just keep stickers that I picked out for myself because they speak to me in some way, not just trying to save the planet one sticker at a time. When somebody else can do that for more than just saving the planet, it'll help them with their project. Oh, and like with tutoring, there are way more than the 22 items for today in here, so I'm gonna count each sticker sheet as 1/3 of an item, so 3 sticker sheets together count as 1 item. There are about 66 in here, so divide that by 3 and you have 22 items. Today is day 23 and I decided to take a look in our hallway closet where we keep office supplies, gift wrap, sewing stuff, and all kinds of stuff because I'm hoping that I may actually be able to finish out the project in there since there's so much going on in that closet. For today, I looked into my sister's extra high school graduation announcements. They're just exactly 23 of them, and I'm sure she has a copy already. Actually, I know she does, or I wouldn't get rid of them all. And she just doesn't really need or care to have 23 of them. Woo! Today is day 24, and like I mentioned yesterday, we also keep gift wrap and sewing stuff in that closet, so I went through the gift wrap center and the sewing drawer and found a ton of gift wrap scraps to get rid of, and also a couple items from the sewing drawer, like an empty safety pin set. Yesterday was super busy and I did not have time to declutter. Today is day 26. But it's okay because I made up for yesterday's portion today. In fact, that closet I've been working on for the past few days, my mom came and took a look at it with me, and together we were able to find enough items for me to actually finish the challenge early. So I'm gonna tell you about what I'm allocating for each day from yesterday through the end of the challenge right now. For day 25, we are getting rid of these 9 notebooks as well as 10 dividers, 2 binders, a dictionary, because we can use the internet now, and these 2 random rods. Plus, I'm also getting rid of my laptop shell, which I've been on the fence about keeping anyway. Got travel stickers, I've been using it for a couple of years, but the thing is, today is technically day 26. So just to hold myself accountable and give myself a little penalty, I am getting rid of a 26th item on day 25 as well. For the actual day 26, I have these 26 index cards that I'm getting rid of because we were really well stocked with school supplies growing up, but these are dirty and waterlogged, and really the heart of it is that my sister is in her final year of school. I'm totally out of school and she's just not using these, so we can go ahead and move these along to someone who can use them. For day 27, we are clearing out 27 working pens. We had such an excess of pens that I went through all of them and tested them to see which ones worked and didn't work, and then among the ones that worked, we chose our favorites to put in the kitchen for grocery lists, in the game drawer for keeping score, and then a few extra in the closet just as a central location to grab a pen if you ever need one. But these are just extra and we do not need so many pens. For day 28, we are getting rid of these 12 non-working pens as well as some other random school supply stuff, a couple items from my mom's closet, and this really cute picture frame that we have no need for. I'm combining days 29 and 30 to represent 59 items. Back in day 25, I mentioned that we got rid of 9 or 10 notebooks, and those notebooks had a lot of used pages in them that no one would need to reference in the future, so my mom and I together ripped out all of those pages to recycle and give the notebooks a new life by sending them to her classroom for students to use to take new notes on without having someone else's old notes on them. Clearly, this is way more than 59 pieces of paper. In fact, I've decided to count 10 pieces of paper as equal to 1 item, which means I would need 590 pieces of paper to complete this project. And I think this is way more than even that because this is 200 pieces of paper. Yay! We did it! I'm so proud that I was actually able to show you all 30 days because this challenge really was a challenge. After seeing Ashlynne Eaton's video on the 30-day minimalism game, I decided to give it a go. I'd heard the concept before, but I wasn't really sure I could do it because I've gotten rid of so many items over the past year and a half, 2 years. I mean, we're talking hundreds upon hundreds, probably thousands of items. So if you had asked me to do this even just a year ago, I probably could have done it really easily and wouldn't have even needed to go beyond my personal belongings. But then I realized that Ashlynne is even more of a minimalist than I am, so theoretically she has less stuff to begin with. So if she could do it, I could definitely give it a go. And as you just saw, I succeeded. So I say all this so that you can recognize that you can do this too. In doing this challenge, I definitely realized some things, so I want to go ahead and share my key takeaways with you. My first takeaway is that it's often easier to declutter a lot at once rather than a little bit at a time. Because there were some days when I was just looking to get rid of the specified number for that day, and other days where I got rid of multiple days all at once, I realized that it was so much easier because I can just get into like a decluttering zone, and then I can make so much more headway because I'm actually in the mood, so I get on a roll and feel efficient rather than stopping and starting. And this was especially helpful towards the end of the challenge, as you saw, when I had already gotten rid of so much stuff and had increasing demands each day. My guess is that you also don't feel like decluttering all the time, so my advice here is to really capitalize on the time when you do have the motivation to get rid of stuff. Another thing I learned is that decluttering doesn't take much time. In the past, I've taken the approach of areas where I would take an area, declutter it, and then organize it, but decluttering and organizing don't actually have to happen at the same time. And this was the first time I'd ever decluttered without immediately organizing right after. And admittedly, it was actually pretty hard to resist the urge to organize certain spaces after I decluttered them. But I had a lot more to do in the past month than just declutter and organize. So the organization is gonna have to wait. But truly separating these activities showed me and really proved the fact that decluttering doesn't take much time. It's organizing that's time consuming. Decluttering fast, organizing can be slow. So if you feel overwhelmed by your space, try to just start with decluttering. Make it your sole mission to get rid of as many items as you possibly can. Even if it's not 500, that's okay. And just forget about organization until you've gotten rid of a bunch of stuff. If you stay focused, you will find that you can make massive progress in a short amount of time, whether that's one day that you carve out to just get rid of everything, or if you just do a little bit each day for a month. And then also getting rid of all this stuff will make that organization piece later a lot easier. The last takeaway is more of a review for me because I've lived with this intention throughout my life, but it's absolutely worth including in this video for you too, and that is to declutter ethically. Please do not just throw everything in the garbage. It actually makes me feel terrible to think that some people just go through and throw everything away. While it's true, there are some things that have no place else to go than the trash. When you declutter, you'll find that a lot of things that don't belong in your home also don't belong in the landfill. Like, honestly, are you really just storing a big garbage can of stuff? I don't think so. So remember the adage, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Giving your unwanted items a new home can look like selling them, giving them to friends or family, which I want to include a little side note on this, which is that when you get rid of stuff, you make the decision to get rid of it with no emotional attachment, which means you do not care where it goes, and it's important that you don't push your clutter onto someone else. So offer it to them in case they actually might want that. Like with the floss, for example, I personally use string floss, but I still have these old flossers from when I did pick, and they're brand new, and my mom prefers them. So I asked her if she wanted them, and she said that would be great. But if she said no, I'm not gonna push my floss upon her. So I know floss is a little bit of a silly example. People tend to get more attached to things like old shirts or something, but please do not push your clutter on someone else. Get rid of things with no emotional ties and just use this as another way to get rid of something. And remember, when you have no emotional attachment, you're just offering it to your friends or family as an alternative means to get rid of it before you go to, say, donate the items, which is another way to rehome whatever you're getting rid of. And if you can't find a new home for it or donate whatever items you're getting rid of, this is when you're gonna wanna see if the materials are recyclable, and as a last resort, you can throw something in the trash. The big thing I'm trying to say is declutter your space, but try to not clutter the earth in the process. Decluttering is an amazing way to see and appreciate what you have. First of all, makes tidying up so much easier because you have less stuff that can make a mess, and then when you do want to bring something new in, you can truly appreciate it because it won't just get lost in the crowd. I love living life with a quality over quantity approach, and decluttering is definitely one way to reduce the quantity in my life. Getting rid of stuff is liberating for all of these reasons, and probably more I can't think of right now, so I hope this video has inspired you to start cleaning out stuff that may be cluttering your space. And if you want to play the minimalism game specifically, I will link up the article by the Minimalists about this in the description below. If you don't want to take on this challenge, that's okay too. Make changes at your pace and in ways that feel right to you. This challenge was very hard, so do not compare your progress to what I have shown you here in this video. Be proud of whatever progress you make for yourself. I have a whole playlist with other videos that have information, how-tos, and tutorials, and lots of stuff you need to declutter and organize your life. So go ahead and click here if you're looking for more minimalistic value inspiration. If you are still watching this, I would love to personally thank you for making it this far. So go ahead and comment the word or the emoji elephant in the description below so I will know it's you. By making it this far, you've also earned the privilege to make video requests. So if you have other requests on minimalism, organization, and decluttering, go ahead and drop those below. But you can see I have covered so many different topics on this lifestyle channel that I am open to suggestions on just about anything that you might be interested in. So please let me know what kind of content you want to see in a comment below. And back on the topic of decluttering, I have a question for you. What is one item you can think of right now that you can declutter from your life? The fact that you've spent this long with me today is a good sign that we are a great YouTube creator viewer match. So I want to invite you to not only like this video, but also subscribe, and turn on notifications. For daily inspiration, go ahead and find me on Instagram where I post on my stories every day. And don't be shy, send me a DM letting me know that you came from this video. If my gratitude hasn't come through enough, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!